What if the story of your life, with its seemingly endless cycles of struggle, hope, and disappointment, is nothing more than an elaborate illusion? Imagine for a moment that everything you believe about yourself, about birth, about death, is just a thin veil covering a profound, transformative truth. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the beating of your heart. Now ask yourself, who is actually experiencing this moment? Is it the body, the mind, something deeper? Right now, in this very instant, you stand at the threshold of a profound revelation. A revelation that has been whispered by mystics, explored by philosophers, and experienced by those who dared to look beyond the surface of reality. The boundary between life and death, between self and other, between limitation and infinite potential, is far more fluid than you've ever been told. This isn't about some distant, abstract concept. This is about your direct, immediate experience. This is about breaking free from the invisible chains that have held you captive your entire life. Chains woven from fear, from identification, from a fundamental misunderstanding of who and what you truly are. In the next few moments, I'm going to challenge everything you think you know about yourself. Are you ready to see through the greatest illusion ever constructed, the illusion of a separate self trapped in the cycle of birth and death? The journey of true freedom begins right here, right now. In this exploration of consciousness, we're going to uncover the profound truth that lies beneath our everyday experience of life and death. What you're about to hear is not just another philosophical theory, but a transformative understanding that has the potential to liberate you from the deepest forms of suffering. The illusion of birth and death is perhaps the most fundamental misconception that humanity has carried for millennia. We've been taught to see ourselves as separate beings, born into a world of limitation, destined to age, suffer, and ultimately die. But what if this entire narrative is nothing more than a story, a complex projection of the mind? Today, we'll journey together through the layers of perception, challenging the very foundations of how we understand existence. This isn't about believing something new, but about seeing through the existing illusions that have kept us trapped in a cycle of fear and limitation. Our exploration will touch on wisdom from various spiritual traditions, drawing insights that point to a deeper reality beyond the physical experience. We'll examine how our minds create the very boundaries that seem to confine us, and how recognizing these boundaries is the first step towards true freedom. By the end of this journey, you'll have a new perspective on what it means to be alive, to exist, and to experience consciousness. We're not just talking about an intellectual exercise, but a profound shift in perception that can fundamentally transform how you experience every moment of your life. Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew about yourself? Are you prepared to look beyond the surface of reality and discover a freedom that has always been right here, right now? At the heart of our understanding lies a profound truth. What we call birth and death are merely surface-level appearances of a much deeper, unchanging consciousness. Think of consciousness like the ocean, and our individual lives as waves, temporary formations that rise and fall, yet never truly separate from the vast, underlying water. The mind creates an intricate narrative of a separate self, a story with a beginning, middle, and end. It constructs boundaries, builds identities, and generates the illusion of a continuous, permanent entity. But when we look closely, what do we actually find? A constantly changing stream of experiences, thoughts, and sensations. Consider your own experience. Can you pinpoint exactly where you begin or end? Are you the body that changes every moment? Are you the thoughts that come and go like clouds in the sky? Are you the memories that shift and transform? The more deeply you investigate, the more elusive this self becomes. This isn't about negating your experience, but about seeing it with radical clarity. Every moment of suffering stems from our identification with a limited, imaginary self. We believe we are something that can be hurt, something that can lose, something that can die. But what if this belief is the very source of our limitation? The great spiritual traditions have always pointed to a fundamental truth. Your true nature is not born and does not die. It is awareness itself, timeless, boundless, and forever present. It's the space in which all experiences arise and dissolve. Like the screen on which a movie plays, it remains unchanged regardless of the images that appear. Quantum physics offers an interesting parallel. At the subatomic level, particles don't have fixed locations or identities. They exist in a state of potentiality, appearing and disappearing, interconnected in ways that defy our everyday understanding of separation. Our consciousness operates similarly, fluid, interconnected, beyond the limitations we typically imagine. This understanding isn't about escaping life, but about experiencing it more fully. When you recognize that you are not the limited story you've been telling yourself, something extraordinary happens. Fear begins to dissolve. Suffering loses its grip. You start to experience a profound sense of freedom that was always present, but obscured by mental constructs. Imagine living without the constant background noise of fear, without the endless anticipation of loss, without the belief that something can be fundamentally wrong or permanently damaged. This is the freedom we're exploring, a state of being that is not dependent on external circumstances, but emerges from a deeper recognition of your true nature. This isn't a concept to believe, but something to investigate directly. Your direct experience is the only true teacher. No philosophy, no teacher, no sacred text can give you this understanding. It can only be discovered through your own sincere, moment-to-moment awareness. The invitation is simple. Can you be present enough to notice the space between thoughts? Can you recognize the awareness that is always here, witnessing your experiences without getting entangled in them? Can you see that what you truly are is not something that can be born or die, but the timeless presence in which all of life unfolds? Now, I want you to pause. Take a deep breath. What emotions are arising as you hear these words? Fear, excitement, confusion, resistance? Each of these responses is perfectly valid and part of the journey. What does it mean to truly let go of the story of a separate self? What happens when we stop trying to control, fix, or improve ourselves and simply allow experience to be as it is? These are not just philosophical questions, but direct invitations to a radical form of freedom. Many people find this perspective challenging. The mind wants certainty, wants to hold onto something familiar. But true freedom lies in our willingness to not know, to remain open, to question our most fundamental assumptions. Consider the possibility that your deepest pain, your greatest struggles, arise from a case of mistaken identity. What if the self you've been protecting is not who you truly are? What if liberation is available in this very moment, simply by recognizing the vastness of your true nature? This isn't about achieving something in the future. It's about recognizing what is already here, always present, beyond the fluctuating experiences of life. So how do we begin to experience this freedom in our daily lives? It's not about withdrawing from the world, but about engaging with it from a place of deeper awareness. The first practical step is cultivating mindfulness, learning to observe your experiences without getting completely entangled in them. This isn't about suppressing thoughts or emotions, but about creating a spacious awareness that can witness them without judgment. Start with simple practices. Breath awareness. Take moments throughout your day to notice your breath. Not to change it, but simply to be present with it. Feel the rising and falling, the natural rhythm of life moving through you. Witness consciousness. Practice observing your thoughts as you would watch clouds passing in the sky. Recognize that you are not the thoughts themselves, but the awareness in which they appear and dissolve. Let go of identification. When difficult emotions arise, instead of getting pulled into their story, ask yourself, who is experiencing this? Notice the subtle space of awareness that surrounds and includes the experience. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require you to become something different. It's about recognizing what you already are, a vast, open awareness that is never truly touched by the experiences that move through it. This doesn't mean life becomes problem-free. Challenges will still arise, but your relationship to these challenges transforms. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become a compassionate witness, able to respond with clarity and wisdom rather than react from old patterns. Imagine moving through life with a sense of profound okayness. Not because everything is perfect, but because you've discovered a deeper ground of being that remains undisturbed by surface-level changes. This is not a destination to reach, but a continuous exploration. Each moment is an invitation to wake up, to see through the illusion of separation, to recognize the freedom that is your true nature. As we come to the end of this exploration, I invite you to carry this inquiry into your daily life. This understanding is not something to intellectually grasp, but to live, to breathe, to embody. Your journey of awakening is uniquely yours. There's no single path, no definitive map. Each moment is an opportunity to see through the illusion, to recognize the vastness of your true nature. What will you do with this invitation? How will you bring this understanding into your life? Will you continue to explore, to investigate, to remain open to the mystery of existence? I challenge you to spend a few moments each day in quiet awareness. Question your assumptions about who you are. Notice the spaces between your thoughts. Approach your experiences with curiosity and openness. If this exploration has touched you, if it has sparked something deep within, I invite you to share your insights in the comments below. What resonated? What challenged you? Your journey of awakening is a collaborative exploration. Subscribe to continue this journey of discovery. Hit the notification bell to join a community of seekers exploring the deeper dimensions of consciousness. Remember, true freedom is not something to achieve, but something to recognize right here, right now.